What's your thoughts on Canelo's trainer saying that African American fighters are difficult?
I mean, I understand why he say that. Canelo went up against Floyd Mayweather, and just the style of hit and don't get hit gave Canelo a lot of trouble. He probably thinks the same for Valdez, which they go in there and the best chance that they really get is to land a big shot on fighters like us. But as long as we don't allow it, as long as we stay focused, all 12 rounds, never drop our guard, I see why he say we are difficult fighters to fight.
What was your thoughts on Jeremiah knocking out Bursell? I mean, he turned out to be a really dangerous fighter, but you completely dismantled him.
Yeah, I just feel like people need to take back their words on what they said about me. A lot of people were saying, oh, he was a novice fighter, I should have got rid of him, and all that kind of stuff. So people got to eat their words because he's a lot better than people give him credit for. We see that he got the power in his gloves, and he got some nice combinations that he put together if you stand there in front of him. Unfortunately, I ain't standing in front of him. I boxed him all night, and people can say what they want, but at the end of the day, the next fight they say I'm great just because I look good with Jamel. Style make fights, and he's a great fighter.
Now, switching back to you, who do you think is going to be your ultimate rival in the future?
My ultimate rival, I don't know. I'm looking at it right now like I gotta focus on April 30th. If I don't get past April 30th, nobody gonna be interviewing me, trying to see who my ultimate rival is. So we gotta get past Valdez first. Valdez is the only thing that's on my mind. And I think about nobody else. It's me and Valdez come next week.
What's your thoughts on Canelo's trainer saying that African American fighters are difficult?
They are difficult because you have a variety of styles. See, we bring not only, like you say, the Mexican style, they bring a lot of stamina, a lot of high impact, a lot of volume punching and whatnot. But, the African Americans, we used to versatility, we used to everything coming at through life. We had all kind of things coming at us. So, in the boxing world, when it comes to us, we're very athletic individuals, and we have a lot to really fight for. Not saying any other ethnicity has so much to fight for to prove themselves, but we've always had the odds stacked against us. So we have a more detrimental drive to prove ourselves more than anybody else. That's what I think the black fighters have more than anything else. We're not giving anything, we have to ride and take and make everything that we get. Nobody gives us anything. Nobody builds us up as a fighter, takes us, builds us up, promote us without fights or not being a qualified fighter or a good fighter or as a good coach. We say the same thing in coaching now. We have the coaches being built up as good coaches, and they're not as effective. So, like I said, I respect all fighters, I respect all coaches, and the styles, I would like to see those top fighters fight it out because they did not walk the walk. Not taking anything away from them. I give one of them credit. I give Devin credit because Devin went with us internationally on 2 world champions. He was fought in 2 world champions, so he had a lot of international experience. Devin was with me for 3 years internationally, so I know he gained a lot of international, and it helped him. As you can see, as his maturation during his career, you see he's been able to stay undefeated. So, for those who did not go that route, I think they need to prove themselves in the ring, inside the ring, by competing each other, because it seemed like to me they avoided each other at the Olympic trials and whatnot. They didn't want to, because they get to a point where some fighters, they don't want to increase their value going to the next level. And I think a lot of them took the easy route by coming into the pros rather than defeating the people that defeated them in the nationals. You know what I'm saying? So I'd say to each his own. I commend them for taking that route, the shortcut to the pros, not really having to fight the best in the nation to really prove himself. And Devin, I say again, is another story, because Devin is the youngest of them all, and he took the courage to take that step at a young age. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I commend him for that. Now Tank and Shakur grew up together a lot. We've traveled together. Me and Calvin knew each other when Tank and Shakur were little. When Shakur and Tank wasn't even thought about, pretty much. So we've been around for a long time. Ryan Garcia, I first met him when his we fought him, and his mother called me one time, and, asked me to help Ryan Garcia out, helped him out with his jab and whatnot back in the day. So all of those guys, I think that they took the shortcut, like going to fight in the 4-rounders, going fighting the guys in Mexico, who were just record builders, who were just bodies, And I think they need to contend against each other because they avoided it in the amateur. Particularly the Olympic trials, we could have easily established which one of them was the best.
Right. Canelo said Valdez' experience is going to win him the fight. Do you think that his experience is going to play that much of a factor come fight night?
Well, we'll say, I judge experience in different criteria. I judge the level of experience of who you fought against, the level of experience, how long you've been around, as well as your experience in the amateurs. He has a legitimate, record, far as we saying, but we know. I haven't seen it, I've been researching him now for a couple of years, and I haven't seen him fight not one African-American fighter. To me, they may have been avoiding him. I don't know. I can't call it. Right. But I seen Robinson Canseco. When he fought him, we sparred Robinson in Brazil in the Olympics, beat him up. He brought him over here. We sparred him again as well, and we actually feel that Robinson can touch him like that and beat him like that. It won't be a problem for us. That's honestly speaking.